Hello friends and family, welcome back to my channel once again. This is Princess Kitchen. I hope you all are doing great. In today's video, I am making Ghana jollof rice with goat meat. Super thank you to my amazing subscribers out there, followers on Instagram and Facebook. And if today is the first time you are watching me, hey, I welcome you to my channel. So on this plate, actually, this is the ingredients or half of the ingredients I will be using. I have with me shallots or Ghana Asante Jane. That's the one I have here. I also have some garlic, the fresh one that I'm using. You can use powdered if you want to. And this is my ginger. I also have 2 scotch bonnets that I'll be blending. I also have shrimps. This is the fresh one that I'm using and it's pre-cooked for about, let's say, 2 minutes. I have 2 diced onion. I diced the large ones. You can use the purple onion if you want to, but today I am using the white one for this delicious recipe. So guys, the one I've already diced, this is the exact size I used. You can use the purple one if you want to. It's also strong in flavor, so it's also good. Now you can see that the shrimp, it's a little bit pre-cooked. So, and this is optional. If you don't want to use the shrimp, that's okay. So I'll be blending the shallots, some of the garlic and ginger to steam the meat that I'll be using later on, some of the white onion as well. Now on this plate, I have with me 1 teaspoon of rosemary, and that's my anise seed. It's also 1 teaspoon. Half a teaspoon of nutmeg, 1 teaspoon of all-purpose seasoning, half teaspoon of paprika, and that's my curry powder. That's my sardine in tomato sauce, and I'll also be using corn mutton. You can use corned beef if you want to, but I'm using 2 cans of corn mutton. Now on that plate, I have 2 star anise. That plate I have 2 star anise, and also I have some cloves that I'll be using. Now I'm still showing you all the stuff that I'll be using, and that's my goat meat. Yes, you can see how the color is popping. It's very beautiful, and this is a matured one too. I'm going to be using tomato sauce, 1 can, and I'll be using 1 can of tomato paste. I got these from Walmart. I love this product because it's less in salt. So now guys, I am so ready to prepare this food with you guys. Now let's get started. Like, actually I've already started, okay? So all that I'm doing right now is to steam the goat's meat. I'm gonna add 2 cups of water to it, and then after I will just give it a little stir, and then add my all-purpose seasoning to it. I'll also add my cloves and star anise. I'll add a little bit of the rosemary and also some of the anise seed to it. We just want the natural spice flavor on the meat. I'll add some of the diced onion to it as well. So the rest of the diced onion, I'll be using it for the stew. Now I'll just give it a quick stir. I added about half a teaspoon of salt to it for taste. As I always say, whenever you are preparing your food or soup or like steaming your meat, make sure you have enough salt. I've also blended some of the ginger, garlic and onion, and I've added to it. I'll just give it a quick stir. I've tasted and everything is perfect. Now the meat is done. I left it for about 30 to 35 minutes because the goat is a matured one, so it was quite hard. Now it's good. I will take it off. We'll start by frying this. I'm using 3 cups of oil to fry the meat. I'll be using the same oil for the stew. Now all that I would do is to add my meat to the oil. You will fry until it's golden brown. Now this is a new saucepan that I got from the African store, so it's my first time using this, so I have no idea how it's working, or I don't know how well it's good to cook, and so I'm just trying. It's my first time, but I realized that it wasn't bad. It's a non-stick. It wasn't bad. Now you can see everything is turning good. Everything is coming out beautiful. So now I think it's okay. So I'm going to take them out from the oil and we will start preparing the stew. And I'm not saying ya kono. Anya me nya jollof ni wi na reso na munyina. Dem on fan chemi why. Nyashi. I hope you all are not like me, you know. In kashe, by the time you realize your meat will be done. So now we are starting the stew. So I've added my diced onion and I'm gonna give it a quick stir for it to turn golden brown. Yes, this is perfect for me. So at this point, I've blended my scotch bonnet, the anise, the rosemary, all the shallots, some of the ginger, and the garlic. So I've added this to it as well. And the smell coming out from it is so amazing. It's so amazing. Try this recipe and you will thank me later on. Now it's good. I left it for about 15 minutes and I almost burnt my pepper in the oil because I was so busy attending to something else, and you can see that it's nearly burnt. But listen, if you cook or if you fry something, if you're making a stew and it turned out to be like this, don't ever think that your food is going to taste bitter or anything. No, it's going to be good. As long as you add your tomato paste, everything will vanish, okay? And you can see how it's popping good. It's so nice. The colors are coming out nicely, right? Yes. So give it a stir. Just make sure everything is well cooperated before you add anything to it. So at this point, I will just leave it for it to fry for about 15 minutes and then give it a stir again. But make sure you stir this periodically. You don't have to leave it. You have to stir. Now I'll add my tomato sauce to it. I'm using only 1 can, as I said earlier. You can use fresh tomatoes to do this, or you can use only the tomato paste, or you can use only the tomato puree or tomato sauce, and it's all gonna be good. It all depends on the spices that you're gonna use. I've also blended the fresh shrimps, so I'm adding this to it. It gives this an awesome flavor that you will love. I learned this from my cousin Lydia, and she's also really good in making stews. So, you know, you can also add this. But remember, some of the children are allergic to shrimps. So if your children doesn't love this, please, this is optional. You can take it out. Now guys, all that I'll be doing is to leave it for about 20 minutes. Now I'm gonna add my corn mutton to it. Too much. I think it's also, but anyway, it has this awesome flavor that I love. You know, if you try this, you will never use corned beef again. I just love this. Whenever I use this plus the fresh shrimps, oh my god, it takes the stew to another level. Yes, I learned this recipe from my cousin Lydia. She's also good. So shout out to Lydia. Thank you so much for teaching me or for giving me this recipe or tip. I love this. I love this. Like, I love the taste of corn mutton. It's really good though. It's expensive, but it makes your food delicious. Now all that we'll be doing is to stir, just making sure the stew doesn't burn. That's all. Now I've added my sardine in tomato sauce. I also love this. If you have been watching my stew recipes, you get to know that I use this a lot. I love this. I just love it. It has awesome taste as well. So I love it. So this will be done very soon and we will start our stew. We will start our jollof very soon. So I will add my paprika to it, my curry powder, and that's my nutmeg, and then give it a quick stir. Just stir, making sure everything is well mixed. I've already tasted and I just love it. I love it. It's so nice. Now it's well cooked. My stew is done. You can see, yes, it's well done. So at this time or at this point, I'm just going to take some of the stew out, especially some of the oil from it, and also get some of the stew. I love that. So I always make sure I take some of the stew somewhere. If the stew is a lot, I take some of the stew out. But if it's not, I just keep it. I've already washed my rice, so I'll just add to it. Now I'll just give it a quick stir. I'll mix it very well. Now you can do this on medium heat. Yes, that's what I did. So I'm going to add the stock that I got from the meat to it as well. I think my spatula is not able to mix it the way I want it to do, so I'm going to change it and use my wooden spoon to stir it. Yes, that's the one I love. It's so good. You're able to mix it very well. Now I'm going to add about 2 cups of water or 2.5 cups of water to it. I did not measure the water. I'm just, using my imagination. Yeah. I'm used to this. Some people will say I'm using 4 cups of rice, so I'm using 2 cups of water. I don't do that, but maybe some years to come, I will do that for some of my friends. Adding 1 tablespoon of salt to taste. So now I'll just cover and let it cook. I'm gonna give it the first stir after covering. just making sure it doesn't burn and all that. So now I'm gonna get some parchment paper and I'll cover this with it. Now we'll leave it for about 30 minutes on low heat or medium heat. Let me say medium. Let me get that out of it. Now you can see it's coming out really nice. So our jollof will be done like in 30 minutes time. Oh, the kanzo is also in making. Yes, I enjoy oven jollof than the stove one. I hope I'm not the only person. So now I'll add my goat meat. Because I fried it's quite hard, so I'll just put that on top of the rice and then cover it again so that the heat from the rice will just soften it a bit for me. I told you guys that I'll finish the goat meat before the rice is done, and I did that. Yeah, I did that. What can I do? Another way I can seem to go and what baby. Now you can see my jollof is done. Yes, it's well cooked, it's soft, everything is nice, the flavors are coming out and it is ready to serve. Oh yeah, now you can see guys, we have really come to the end of the video and we're going to eat this with some salad. I will bring you the recipe for this salad very soon. Thank you all for watching my video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share with family and friends. Until then, I will see you another time. Stay blessed.